Hi guys, this is my hypothesis presentation by me, Brandy Matthews. Okay, what I want to talk about is technology in the workplace, specifically communication technology. As you guys know, communication is one of the most important factors in any business in order for them to be able to produce things, for them to basically do anything efficiently. So, I want to talk about the good impact technology has had in the workplace thus far with social media, telecommuting, and virtual teams, to name a few. And I am going to talk about the bad impact, the disconnectedness, the increased employee stress, and privacy issues. My hypothesis statement. Technology is the future of workplace communications, and for the past 20 years, the new technology has brought forth fewer mistakes and increased productivity for companies all over the world, and they come together and make new discoveries. First thing first, we're going to go through the good impacts. So, social media. This is one of my references. By using popular social media sites such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Yelp, and Pinterest, organizations can interact and communicate directly with consumers and other stakeholders, monitor and stay ahead of industry trends, and launch and test new product ideas while responding to valid criticisms and complaints at the same time. Which is so important because if they see a problem or if a customer has an issue, they can respond right away and figure out the best solution for that person or for many people. It's like really good to like have the consumers or the customers respond to certain things. And with social media, companies can now do that at a faster rate. If you look over here at my little grid thing, it says by 2018, worldwide social media usership is expected to grow to 2.5 billion. That's 2.5 billion people on the social medias, and that's 2.5 billion people that companies can reach. Okay? So 70% of the US population has at least one social media profile. That's one social media profile that any company can take advantage of and reach out with their products or anything. 50% of communities appeal to businesses after seeing positive comments within social media networks. So if you want to look up something, some people mostly go to social media and they go look up that company's profile and they see their reviews, they see their rates, they see if people are talking about it. If you are a trend on social media, that means people are talking about it and people want to go buy it. Like Starbucks, for example. When people post pictures of their drinks, that makes people want to, oh, I really want Starbucks now. And then they go get it. So social media is a very great platform, which doesn't even cost that much, save if you're advertising, but even that doesn't cost that much. It can really help businesses thrive. Telecommuting. According to the State of Work Productivity Report, 65% of full-time employees think a remote work schedule would increase productivity. This is backed up by more than two-thirds of managers reporting an increase in overall productivity from the remote employees. So what I have up here is just a little skit. I thought it was funny. And it was like, I have an ethical question about telecommuting. Do I owe my employer 8 hours of productivity work, or do I only need to max the two productive hours I would have in office? Well, when you factor in how you're saving the planet by not driving, you only owe 1 hour. And this meeting counts. So basically what he's saying is that if he was in the office, he barely would get any work done. But when he's at home, he has time to concentrate. He doesn't have to worry about commuting. He doesn't have to worry about any of that because he can telecommute right from home. And, he just, with the aspects of like workplace and stuff like that, like you have more time to focus on your work at hand and not have to worry about anything else that's happening in the office or anything. And people work better at home anyway because they're around their own stuff. If they do have something to do, they don't have to worry about it. And they come home and they know when time is to actually do the work. Virtual teams. Now, teamwork is so important in the workplace now today than ever. Like with teamwork, you get new discoveries, you have different aspects of what people are thinking and how they approach things. So, virtual teams afford organizations the opportunity to compile teams with more diverse skills and abilities that may be accessible in one location. Tasks can be shared with the whole team, allowing individual members to claim as tasks or subject work, as well as keeping them informed of what the rest of the team is going up to. So, with technology, you can have virtual teams. You got people working from all over the world working together, sharing things via email, video conferencing, Skype, phone conferences. Like they are able to work together, and they don't have to be in one room in one meeting. And if they see something, they can just share it, post it, um, and just like so people are always aware of things. They don't have to wait till the next day to see them in the office. They can quick email and it's right there for someone to see if they want to. So virtual teams are so important and they help things get things done quicker and faster. And like I said, the more diverse skills from people all over the world, you can really find new discoveries and make things really work. But there are also always the good comes the bad, and that is one thing is disconnectedness. Okay, so what I found is that remote workers have a very obstacles which is not dealt with that can produce negative consequences. That's isolation, trouble separating work from home, alienation from the company. Let's talk about alienation from the company and isolation. So, of course, when working from home, you have no idea what's going on in your workplace, your work office. You don't know what they're talking about. They might not share certain things with you because you're just not there. You're isolated. You're by yourself. And while that might be good for some people, but sometimes it's not always that good, and you miss vital information because you're nowhere to be seen, or you could be forgotten because you're not there. You're not present. And also trouble separating from work from home. So of course, when you're at home, there's distractions. You may have kids. You may have like, oh, my car is right there. I can literally leave my house and go to the grocery store, go to the doctor's appointment, and not even think about work. And the TV's right there, and your phone. You get on your phone. You can talk to your family. You can talk to your friends. So much distractions at work. It's hard to like say, oh, I need to go to work because your work is your home now. Okay, so in addition to social isolation, other negative aspects include professional isolation, reduced office influence, blurred work and life balance, unfavored home environment, and disconnections from organization cultures, among others. So that's something that is worrisome in when having telecommuting. Increased employee stress. 5 p.m. My workday is almost done. Time to go home. Ooh, home sweet home. Working from home can mess with your head. So, with lack of face-to-face interaction and habits, perception of nonverbal cues and reactions, which can cause uncertainty and fear of unwanted criticism. And that goes for telecommuting and virtual teams. The lack of face-to-face communication can sometimes hinder what people are actually trying to say because you're going through all these social media accounts, or not social media accounts, but emails, and like you don't have that quick face to face like, okay, I get what you're saying. I can see your body cues. I can see how your voice sounds, and like I can like really hear where you're coming from, and I can see where you're coming from. So without that face to face communication, things can not go as planned, or people might say something but it's not what they really meant because they're trying to respond quick fast like through an email or something like that. And when people are not thinking about you in isolation, when you're isolated from the workplace, you're not thought about, they could be like, oh, well, he's not really doing his job, or they're at home, you don't know what they could be doing, and that can And when you like do your work, they're like, oh, you could have done it better if you were at the workplace because you're at home and you may be distracted. So, it's unwarranted criticism that can increase employee stress. Like, oh, I'm not doing good. Oh, I need to do better because they think I'm doing something wrong. And of course, privacy issues. Using social media platforms on company networks opens the door to hackers, viruses, and privacy breaches. And as you can see from this graph, hacking, skimming, and phishing is actually going up, and everything else is kind of going down. People are hacking more and more, so now that more people are using social media accounts and stuff like that, so people are more hacking those social media accounts to mess with reputations of businesses or just to like hack into their data and like mess up stuff and or gain information from consumers so they can use it for themselves to do damage to those people. So that is one of the biggest like worries about technology in the workplace. Okay, so in conclusion, of course, the good impacts is that communication and technology has really increased how fast and how efficient people can work, and that is also very important because it's not like back in the day where you had to, if you wanted to meet with somebody across the world, you had to go fly to them. That cost and it's time, or you just there's we want to do something by mail, you have to send it through mail, and that takes few days. And but with technology, you can have it in 2.5 seconds with email, or you can video conference somebody or multiple people from all different aspects of the world and have a whole meeting right there. So that's why communication and technology is so important in today's world. And also the bad impacts, there's always going to be something bad that goes wrong. And, for the most part, it's not so much as it's the technology, so much as the people in the technology. If we have like better management styles and leadership styles, that can hinder the isolation and stuff like that, and people can use the communication technology better. Because technology today versus what it was 20 years ago has improved dramatically, and people can just know things faster. They can quickly respond to things for their business, and it can skyrocket their business because they have it right there in their hands. They don't have to wait. There is no wait. The only wait is them responding. So, reevaluating my hypothesis. Was my hypothesis correct? Yes, I think my hypothesis is perfectly correct. Technology has improved how business is communicated, and it's way faster, and it's very fewer mistakes than it was 20 years ago. Due to the fact that people can respond faster, people have more access to just things, whether it's research, whether it's their consumers, their customers, right then there, their stakeholders, they have access to them, and all they have to do is go to social media or, and if they want efficient workers and they don't want to spend money on office space and stuff like that, they can use their money elsewhere. They can have telecommuters and virtual teams, all the diverse skills and aspects and meaningful things that they now have access to because they don't have to have people only in one region. They can have it everywhere. So technology, and that's why technology is important, and that's why it is better because people have more access to different things. Okay, here are my references, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned a lot. Thank you.